Hey guys, so last video that we uploaded on this channel was about a 20-minute video on this bike. And so what we've done since then, we've done a lot of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to really break it down and go over some information, since there really is almost no information out there that's at least reliable. So let me get into it here. So the first thing that you guys might notice is the fact that we have completely changed the carburetor setup on this bike. Last video really was just pretty much a 20-minute video complaining about CV carbs and how much they suck. And so what we did is we went ahead and put a dual carb conversion kit on this dual overhead cam CB750. Now there's a lot of talk about there saying how it won't work on these dual overhead cams. Pretty much a lot of negativity with no evidence of why it can't work or why it wouldn't. So the last video we had the rack of 4 originals. These guys have just been sitting out right here under my toolbox, so they are pretty much junk. We put this dual carb kit, we ordered it from Cycle X. Now, originally when I ordered this carburetor kit, they stated clearly on their website that it also will fit the dual overhead cam, but now if you go onto their website, it states that it will not. I don't think that they are referring to the fact that the manifolds and the setup just won't work. I think what they're referring to is the fact that it is a little bit more tricky getting the jetting and the tuning right for a double overhead cam versus a single, but we managed to do it. Now what's included in the kit is of course a set of 2 VM34s Mikunis with some velocity stacks and screens, the manifolds that they make right here, as well as these boots and clamps. Now the boots that they send, or the carburetor holders that they send in this kit, I will go ahead and be the first to say that they are junk. This is what they sent right here. Let me see if I can get some better lighting. But it is incredibly soft. I had them on the bike for maybe 6 months, maybe, and they just started corroding. I don't know if you can, let me see if I can get it to focus here. But they all started to corrode, and today, literally, I went to go start the bike, and from the vibration, it literally just snapped. The carburetor was dangling, and the bike just shut off. So what I had to do is I went out to Napa Auto Parts store and got some hose right here, and this has actually worked much better than what they sent. I'll show you here what it looks like. So yeah, I had to do that today, and I mean I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. As far as the jetting, they tell you right there to request or tell them the setup on the bike that these will be going on, and I let them know that I was going to be running the same drag pipes that are in the same old video. I did a lot of contemplating on whether or not sticking with the drags or putting a 4-into-1. Decided to stay with the drags. Now, when they sent the carbs, they jetted them on the richer side, and I probably assumed that they do that kind of as a safety. Better to run it rich than lean, but it was running so rich that it just wasn't running right. It was really bogging out. Checked the plugs, and they were literally wet with gas. And so the jetting that works for this bike in particular with these drag pipes ended up being 230 mains and 30 pilots with the idle air screw 1.5 turns out, and that seems to be the happy place for this bike. Another thing that we did since that last video is wired up a M unit. Take the seat right here. So when I say we, mostly my friend ended up wiring this. We are in the process of getting a cover here to cover over that. That way these wires aren't rubbing up against the seat. But M unit's working great. It's the M unit blue, so it connects to my phone via Bluetooth. In case if I don't have my keys. All new controls right here. Ordered these off of 4-into-1. They work very nicely. Same Chinese Speedo. Not ashamed of it. It's nice and it works. But painted the engine black, polished the side covers. Need to go over them a couple more times here with some rubbing compound. But overall, this is how she sits now. This is a proper tank to this bike. It is the custom and not the Super Sport that we had on there that's sitting right back there. So this tank obviously needs to be sent to a body shop, have it fixed and painted, but just wanted to make sure it didn't leak before we put in all that effort. So yeah, the carburetors, they do stick out a little bit, but it doesn't interfere with the riding position at all. So let me start it up for you guys here, just so you can see how it sounds, how it runs. So yeah. So yeah, she runs. She's quite fast, and there's still stuff that needs to be done, of course, but she's running right. And those carburetors were really the biggest issue, the biggest challenge on this bike. From what I've read, it's a pretty common challenge that people are dealing with. Yeah, I've tried with those CV carbs, rack of 4, but I couldn't deal with it anymore. So do yourself a favor, get either a dual carb conversion kit or get a new rack of 4. CycleX also sells another rack of 4. I haven't worked with them personally, but I know that is another option for a more factory setup. We still, of course, need to make some side covers right there to hide the battery wiring, and get the tank redone. Once that's done, she'll be good to go, guys. So my best friend that him and I have both been working on this. He's been really the one that has done the majority of the work. I kind of have more been a helping hand and paying for all of it. But he is also working on a single overhead cam CB750 that he has also got a set of carburetors to convert into a dual carb setup, and that one is going to be a chopper style CB750. So if you guys got any questions, leave a comment. We've also got an Instagram where we are posting some pictures of the projects that we're working on. So thanks for watching.